Welcome back to Uniquee Flavorz. I'm your girl Q, aka Unique. I am your host. I am here with some dear friends of mine. We also got some guests in the cut, but I'm here with my two dear friends that I have years in with. So we're gonna talk on some deep topics today. Well, a deep topic today. And across from me, I got my boy P Black, aka.
Sueo, yeah.
And then on my left across from me, I got my boy Mannie, aka
Mannie Fresh.
All right, all right. So I'm gonna get deep. I was telling them some questions, off air, trying to get them prepared. I don't think they're ready. It's all right though. I'm gonna pick their brain. But this is gonna go out in July. I'm just gonna let y'all know that this is gonna drop in July. But this month is a special month for the men, so that's why I do have my dear friends that's across from me right now, because I feel like they can give you a little insight of what we're going to talk about, the topic that we're going to touch on, and their experiences. They're not professionals, so they just going based off of their experiences and their opinions about what I'm going to ask. So June is the month of men mental health awareness. So it's very important because people don't talk about how important men's mental is. We understand that the woman is the cherry of the flock, or whatever the hell you want to call it. But men are very important as well. They're very important within the family, whether it is a husband role, a father role, what is it, when it comes down to working hard labor, and etc. So I just want to shine some light onto them because I have seen dealing with different people coming in and out of my life. I've seen tragedies happen, and I've seen a lot of people go through different situations and stuff like that. So I just want to see how they handle it, especially men. This month is dedicated to raise awareness about the unique mental health challenges men face and encouraging open conversations about their well-being. It aims to break down stigmas surrounding men's health and promote seeking help when needed. So, breaking it down just to get you, aware of what it is. I'm gonna jump right into it and then ask them these questions. Of course, it's gonna take them a minute to answer, but I'm gonna ask one, and then they're just gonna piggyback off each other, and then we just gonna do the damn thing. Okay. All right. So, what is men's mental health to you guys in general? So either one could say what it is, and then
to me, it's more so like men's mental health. That's a really good question, because for me, it's more so like, especially like personally, I don't think there's really an answer for that. It's kind of what you go through on a day to day and how you deal with it, for real. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's so much that we deal with on a day-to-day basis. Just being aggressive, tough, strong. Gotta carry a lot on your shoulders. You know what I'm saying? Real answer to that. It's kind of like how you deal with it, for real.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's whatever it means to you. You know what I'm saying? That's a very I don't know. It's just you got to go through it. You know what I'm saying? You got to go through it, get up out of there, and get somewhere. Wherever, whatever that is, you got to get to it.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. So I say, to piggyback off of what you're saying, I mean, that's ultimately how you define men's mental health, is kind of just going through it.
Yeah.
Going through the motions of being a man. Like you had mentioned earlier, working, the way of life as a husband, as a father. Right. It's kind of just got to go through it to understand it. And there's a lot of different topics that you can go into when it comes to men's mental health. There's a lot emotional, right, physical, financial, spiritual. There's a lot of different areas when it comes to a man's mentality. So, going through these things as a man, that we go through, you know, sometimes it's hard for us as men to kind of describe what we're feeling, how we're feeling, or what we're going through, you know, because it's always, you know, shunned upon when a man opens up.
Right.
So I think that's when it comes to the month of men's mental health awareness, it's just mainly about being aware of the things that men go through on a day-to-day basis
Yeah.
Right.
on
That's
all
correct.
those things, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, financially.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say like the two main thing for real, I would say is financially and spiritually. Financially
Amen.
and spiritually. Like, bro, yeah, when that money ain't right,
Trust and believe. Even
everybody not
not
good.
even to even
That's
cut
right.
that off.
Everybody
your
not
job.
good.
I feel like that's just in general.
Yeah,
Like,
and
even
I mean,
when our money is right.
nah,
it ain't
that's
right. It's
true.
just-
But like, I ain't gonna lie, there's so many different avenues for like we talking about men right now.
Yeah.
It's not like we can just do certain things to get that bread.
yeah. Right.
Like,
It's like
you
y'all
gotta
just
think
have to
really
find
hard.
a way.
Like, you got two choices, right? No, you got three choices. You could go to work. You could sell drugs. You could just start doing wild you know what I'm saying? You could just do wild I don't want to go into details about that, but yeah, bro, there's not that many options for a man when it comes to financial situations.
Yeah.
You feel me? You could either take the straight narrow road, you could just do some bullshit.
Right.
And
Yeah,
the
I
Like,
bullshit
y'all just
catch
gotta
up with
make it
you.
happen.
You know, I would say that honestly, like basically somewhat of what he's saying, like in my head, I look at it like, you know, a lot of things fall on the men a lot more than people think. Even today, even in the society that we live in where, you know, everybody, male or female or whatever you want to be labeled as, you know, everybody wants that equality.
Yeah.
But even at the end of the day, even with the equality that everybody's looking for, men are still looked at, you know, and revered as the breadwinners, even to this day. And if we don't do our part, everything falls apart.
Everything.
Yeah.
Literally.
Everything falls
I
apart.
can agree. I can
At the
agree.
It's
Yeah,
like the end of the
everything falls
world,
apart.
bro. Your pockets ain't right, nothing feels right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing feels right.
Well, since we on that type of narrow
Uh-huh.
path, so where do you find like yourself with your mental health today? Like, you know, saying since you was elaborating, like, you know, that you guys are the breadwinners, and when your money ain't right, this is how you feeling. So how do you guys both feel today as men in this society?
I'll say for me, out of 10, I personally feel like I'm at like a 7
Okay, and why 7?
because I'm blessed financially to be able to take care of myself and my family. But at the same time, I'm kind of going through some things in life right now that mentally make me feel like I'm not doing enough.
Okay.
You know, I got some people in my ear, you know, that sometimes they tell me, you know, I'm not doing enough. You know, right now, so I'm a disabled veteran, and I'm currently not working right now. So I'm going to school. So when you don't have that label, work, you know, sometimes when you're doing other things in life other than that, you know, even if you are financially stable, just because you don't have that label, work, sometimes, you know, it's frowned upon. So that's why I say 7, because I can take care of myself. I can take care of my family financially, but I'm not currently working. And like I said, sometimes, you know, certain words get the best of us when people, you know, down talk you, make you feel some kind of way. And then you feel like you're not successful, even in the midst of the proof that you are doing everything that you can currently for your family.
Right. Oh, that's deep, man.
Yeah,
That's
I
deep.
mean, to piggyback off of that, I feel the same way, like 7, because like I'm financially like in a place where I could do a lot, but then it's just like when it comes to me personally and like the things that surround it, bro, I still got more to do. I'm always reminded there's more to do. Even what I'm doing right now is like not enough. You feel me? And sometimes it could be like, yo, people in your ear, or it don't have to be people in your ear. It could just be your thoughts.
That too.
It could be the devil telling you, like, nah, you should have been doing this, or you should have invested in that. You should have
The voices in the head.
Or yo, you know what? Why did you put this money towards this person? You could have did like it's just a lot of.
Oh,
you know
right.
what I'm saying?
You're right. He's right. You could be voices in your head, or sometimes the enemy can even use other people to put those voices in your head.
You
Excuse
know,
me, y'all. These drinks is popping. Shout outs to the next interview that's coming on. But shout outs to these drinks. These drinks is Exotic Mark. All right. So when you tap into the next interview, you'll see what's up. But sorry to cut you.
Yeah, nah, like I totally agree. I'm going through the same thing right now. You know,
Right.
I'm going through certain family stuff. You know, financially, I'm good, but like I gotta take care of certain people overseas and do certain things, but like nobody knows that. You feel me? You just gotta like you gotta say less and do more. Yeah. As a man, you gotta say less and do more.
Right.
Yeah.
The more you do, the better everybody else feels. But that's just like you filling their cup and your cup bleeding.
Like balance.
And then you gotta still, exactly. It's that balance.
I like what he's saying because it's a motivator. To not worry about what other people have to say.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, all that matters, the only person you need to matter that's seeing you is God.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then your loved ones. That's all that matters. It shouldn't matter what other people say. Does it get to us sometimes? Yeah. That's why I said 7. I'm being completely honest and open about that, But at the end of the day, being a 7 is on the latter end of feeling better rather than being under 5. So I'm saying that, I feel so much better about myself, when I hear people, like what he said, say motivating things, about just worrying about what you got to do rather than what other people say.
Right.
Exactly.
As a man.
Right.
People don't think that men care what they have to say about them because, society teaches us that we're not supposed to care.
Yeah.
We're
Society
supposed to
teach y'all a lot. Not
a
supposed
lot of
to care,
things.
not supposed to cry, not supposed to be vulnerable, not supposed to do nothing. With the softness. Like just go out and get it.
That's funny because it's crazy that you say that, but the reason why I am the way I am, like I'm very emotionally aware about my emotions, is because of how I grew up. You know what I'm saying?
It's so crazy not to even cut you because you're going right into the next question I was going to ask you, so you can even bring it over there.
Yeah.
What are the common mental health conditions men experience?
And verbal abuse, spiritual abuse. Those are the 2 things for real. To be honest with you.
But I don't want you to lose what you was talking about.
Yeah, It's just more so like, the way I'm gonna get personal. Like the way I grew up, as far as like with my father and stuff like that. Me and my father just got cool. Like we just really got certain things like hashed out for real. Wow. You know what I'm saying? So like, he was the type to just like, it is what it is. It's what he says. There was no communication. That was just that. Beat your ass, get up out of there.
Wow.
So for me, communication is very big. Understanding is very important. What else? Understanding, communication, just being able to be vulnerable whenever you want to. Just speaking your mind. Being emotional, those things, bro, like that'll get to you, you know what I'm saying? Especially now, like, even though in the back of my mind, I'm like, nah, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. I can't say this, I can't be like that. Yeah. I gotta be strong for this person. This person is going through that. At the end of the day, I go home, I get in that bed, I start to think about all types of things. Like, damn, this person is going through this. I'm not thinking about myself. Yeah. I'm thinking about everybody else but myself. And then when you get that
selfish.
time, but at the end of the day, this is where I'm about to get to it. But at the end of the day, right, when all that noise is done, you start to think about like, well, damn, I didn't even do this for myself. This didn't get paid. Yo, that's
crazy.
Yeah, bro. Like you start thinking about all the things you didn't do. But you crack a smile, like I'll crack a smile, like, yo, my man's just did this and that. I helped him with this and that. Oh, my mom's, I helped her with this and that. My cousin, he needed this and that.
So
Everybody's
that makes
good.
y'all feel good that y'all
It
can
does.
help
It does.
others.
You know what's crazy?
Right.
That's crazy is that's exactly how I've been feeling recently. Is
yeah, shout outs to you, man, because niggas don't even know. Man, been holding it down, bro. But yeah, go ahead.
So I see a psychotherapist.
Okay.
Right? I'm not psycho, by the way.
I'm about to say, is there a reason
We
why?
understand. No, but I understand. I'm about to piggyback off of what you about to say. Go ahead.
But that's good that you see one.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
So what happened is, I'm kind of going through something right now. I don't want to quite put it out in the open yet, but what I'm going through right now, my psychotherapist said to me, you know, when I explained to him everything I was going through, he says to me, I hear that all these things that you're telling me that you do for other people. He asked me, what have you done for yourself?
Mm-hmm.
And when he told me that, I paused. I didn't know how to answer that question because as a grown man, as an adult, since the moment I walked out my mom's house and I, joined the army and then I got out, all my life I've been, my mindset has been to make sure I take care of my family and those that I'm surrounded by. Don't get me wrong, I have so much joy and passion and spiritual joy and passion in doing those things for my loved ones. But, sometimes I got to a point where, and I feel like this is like detrimental to our health, and I feel like this is something that's not good. But I got to a point where I feel like if I do something for myself, I'm selfish.
Yo, you feel guilty.
You feel guilty.
Yo, listen.
It's like you can't, like once you do something for yourself, you're like, dang.
But why does that feeling just come about? If you know that you did for others already, you did what you had to do. And just like Pete was saying, but then at the end of the day, you guys still have that, like, not that guilt, but you know what I'm saying? It's like you still be thinking like, I still didn't do what you said. What was it? I still didn't do enough for myself, or
like I feel selfish if I do for myself.
Yeah, I mean,
but it's like you guys did, but y'all did.
Because sometimes you get so used to it. You get so used to always
just doing for others.
It's just like, bro, it just becomes like it's like you on some RoboCop shit. It's just every day. It's just I gotta get up, call moms, make sure she good. Yo, call your brother. Yo, what's going on? Da 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 da. Everything good? You need this? All right, bet. Boom. Make sure the kids are good. Whatever. You feel me? Like whatever. And I'm speaking in general. I ain't got no kids, but like I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying? Like you know what I go through every single day, especially with my situation. Like what was it? 2023.
Yeah,
I got shot.
Right.
So like I'm dealing with that, as far as like my mental with recovery and friends, family, everything that I was going through in that situation to where I'm at right now, bro, it's still a challenge because you know what? Every day is still a reminder.
More respect and power to you, my brother.
Yeah, thank you, bro. More respect to you too, man. Like, and therapy's been helping me on another level.
Amen.
Therapy is really good. Like, not to even cut you, Pete.
Nah,
like,
go ahead.
In my other podcasts, if you guys do listen to, we talk about therapy. You know what I'm saying? We talk about mental health or whatever the case might be. And therapy, people be sleeping on therapy. Like, they think that it's not like a crime, but you know what I'm saying? It's just not supposed to be.
It's frowned upon.
Yeah.
It's corny.
It's just not supposed to be something for us. We just
smoke some weed, drink some drink.
But therapy really gets the job done. I mean, if you don't talk to family, if you don't have a friend to talk to, it's good to go to therapy because
no, it is good.
You're
to
not
go to
bugging.
therapy.
And you like, you know what I'm saying? You just have these thoughts and these feelings that you want to lay out
honestly,
on the table. So
honestly, I'm in right now. I'm in a time in my life where I've never done therapy before.
I did it once.
I'm 31 years old.
I did it once.
And right now I'm going to therapy for the first time in my life. For me. I went through...
congrats. Word. Yeah, facts.
And clap it up for that.
I only did it because, like I said, I'm going through some things right now in my life. And I find myself emotionally and mentally acting out in ways that I've never acted out before. Because of the things that I'm going through in my life right now. So I said, you know what? Let me put my pride down and let me go see if maybe, just maybe, somebody can give me a little something to make me feel better about myself.
Keyword, the pride.
That's it.
Pride.
It is.
Pride be killing motherfuckers.
Yeah.
That's
The
why
pride
they don't go to
that,
therapy.
yo,
Yeah.
bro,
Because they be having that
pride was
pride.
eating me alive. It was stopping my bread. It was canceling out people in my life that I didn't need to cancel out. It was just certain things that pride was just like keeping me right here, bro. Like once I got rid of that pride, I was in therapy. I got the right therapist.
Amen.
You know,
It's like it became easier.
it became easier just
life in general.
Yeah,
Started becoming easier.
I'm not gonna say. Well, hold on. Let me backtrack.
Like
not easier, but it's a lot more like it's less stressful.
You got
less off your shoulders.
Yeah,
like,
it's less off my shoulders. It's
okay.
way off,
weight.
but like not easier because you still got to deal with same things you don't really want to say. You know, you still got like there's certain things you still got to work through. Like you know what I'm saying? Like as a man, like you don't want to do too much, but then it's like, yo, if I don't get this out right now, somebody's gonna have to feel that. Somebody's gonna get that pain.
And then you gonna regret
it. You're gonna regret it.
Yeah.
I don't want no regrets, man.
And I want to kind of piggyback off of what he had mentioned a few minutes ago when he was talking about his father.
Okay.
I gotta say, for me,
by you even being a father, not even.
Yeah, I'm not even going before that.
Yeah, okay.
Like my dad, like you know, not to put him out there in any way, shape, or form in a negative way. We don't have any ill will towards each other. We don't think negative towards each other. We have love for each other. But I'll be honest with you, my dad didn't raise me. My mom raised me all my life.
Same here.
My dad was barely in my life. You know, my parents, they separated, they divorced, and my mom raised us. All my life, I grew up around women. You know, I have 3 sisters. I have 1 full blood sister, 2 half sisters. One of them I never even met before in my life. You know, my mom, my grandma, my aunts. You know, my family.
Yeah.
You know, I grew up around women. So I grew up around a lot of emotional black women.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you know, I was never really truly taught how to be a man, but by what the women in my life were telling me I need to do. And they were telling me based off of what they would want a man to do for them, which isn't bad, you know. But at the same time, a woman cannot really truly tell a young boy how to be a man. You need a man to do that for
That's
you.
a fact. Because till this day, my mama will call me and say some shit. I'll be like, what are you talking about? It don't register.
Right.
It don't.
Yeah.
But, you know, you got to just figure out, like, all right, cool, this is what she really means.
Exactly.
So this is what I got to do.
So just like he just said, I had to figure it out on my own, you know, and honestly, you know.
And that's one of the things that is triggering, too, for a lot of men. They got to figure it out.
Yeah, they got to figure it out.
Like, they really don't have
and how I figured it out?
Guidance.
I did a lot of praying.
Facts.
You know, I read my Bible and how the men were and how they did things and how, you know, God was pleased by the things that they did. How forgiving they were, how patient they were with things. I had to learn all of that on my own.
I must say this. What really saved me was the patience.
There you go.
It's the patience. My patience was...
So say, for instance, since we're here right now, if somebody had came up to you guys and they was dealing with something similar that y'all, you know, expressing right now, how would you tell them to seek help? What would you tell them first? Would you tell them pray, therapy, try to figure it out with family?
I'm going to keep it a
Try
stack.
to find your father. Like, how would you give them the perfect guidance in order to...
I'm going to you go first.
Yo, the first thing I did for real, was forgive myself. That was the first thing.
Hands down. Forgiveness. Forgive yourself. Mannie?
I would just say, honestly, yeah, I mean, for me, this is how I learned how to be a man. You know, I learned, you know, I had to forgive myself. And then afterwards, you know, when someone approaches me asking me, if, you know, how do they deal with these things? I said, well, what I did was, you know, I know this sounds so cliche to some people, but I went to God about it. You know, I had to figure out, I said, how can I learn how to be a man? You know, and then you pray on it And then yes, after you seek God, after you pray about it, then yeah, you seek wise counsel, which simply means you go to someone that's professional at what they do, and you ask them for help. So seeking wise counsel, I just gotta say that's something that's important. So you seek God about it, you pray, and then after you pray, you seek wise counsel, and then from there, that's just the beginning of your healing.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree. I definitely agree.
That's really just the beginning.
Yo, like he said, but also, like, you got to really have that conversation with God, man. Like, first and foremost, it has to be.
Yeah.
You got to confess. You got to, like, I mean, you know, when I say confess, you know, people be like, oh, yeah, da, 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 da. Like, bro, no. Still, at the end of the day, you still got to tell.
Yeah, you
still got to talk.
Mouth.
Say what you feel.
And then after doing that, you got to have the faith.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
You got to believe.
You should have the faith off rip.
It ain't going to happen right then and there.
All right,
like, you know what I'm saying? You got to be consistent. You got to be consistent. You got to just continue.
Also, you have to forgive yourself, man.
Exactly.
That was one of the things that I was just like, I was always battling myself with. It was just forgiveness.
So yeah, I would say, like when you say forgiving yourself, that's, I know we brought that up already, but that is so significant.
Yeah, bro.
That's why we keep bringing that up. And that's what I'm dealing with right now. That's why I feel selfish when I do for me. So I have to learn to stop feeling like that.
Yo.
I have to learn to stop feeling like that.
You spent $20 at the store on yourself, you be like, damn, I should have gave that to the...
You be thinking about other stuff.
Yeah, like, bro, trust.
But you know why? You know why, too? Sometimes don't always look at that as a curse. Look at it as a blessing, because there's not a lot of people in this world that got that kind of heart, too. A lot of times when we're blessed, we have to realize that, especially as men, right? The blessings aren't for us to keep for ourselves. Every time you're blessed, it's for you to spread that blessing.
Exactly.
And the whole point of spreading that blessing is so that people can believe, you know, people can see that, you know, blessings do occur in life. So yeah, you know, you, like you said, you know, you forgive yourself, but at the same time, don't stop being who you are.
Yeah, gangster.
Don't stop being who you are. If that's the type of person you are a giving person.
Listen, you was put on this earth to be unique.
That's just who you are. There you go.
Check it out.
Come on now. Come on. So I gotta say that, you know, Quinny's, you in a room full of unique men.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. You know,
for sure.
You know,
and that's why I have you guys to come on to the pod. Like I have certain people come on to the pod because I see what you guys are doing. Like, you might not know that I know, but I'll be paying attention. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, we have conversations.
Of course.
So it's like, you know, just listening to the type of men that you are, like both of y'all are, it's like, the world got to hear this because you never know who else is out there that's dealing with the same shit. You know what I'm saying? And they just trying to figure out, like, what's a way I can cope with this?
Exactly.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
And I'll tell you this,
like,
too.
And two, hold on, before you go, man.
I'm sorry.
Also, specifically as being black men. Okay, because I did want to touch bases on that. Okay. Like, yes, we're talking about men in general, but being black men in this society today, it is really, really hard and it's scary.
And we dark skin.
I'm talking, y'all black.
So you know what though? Let me add to that though.
You know?
Let me add to that though. Let me add to that. If you think about it like that, we're carrying it more than anybody else. Because
exactly. Correct.
We're not just carrying our mental health, we're carrying our blackness. You know what I'm saying?
And listen, we just passed, well, like I said, it's going to drop in July, but June was also Juneteenth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it was Father's Day. So this is all a mix of everything.
Father's Day,
you know what I'm saying?
Juneteenth, yeah.
But yes, like you were saying.
It's just, you know, and I know that in today's society, when you talk about that, most people are going to say, get over it. You know, why are we still talking about that? Because it's still real today. That's why we're still talking about it.
It is. People don't elaborate on it because it's just like, I feel like they don't want to just open up another type of bag.
So I want to say kudos, and I got respect for a lot of minorities, you know, Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You know, we go through a lot of these things, and you know, but like I said, us as Black men, you know, I feel like God made us the way we did. That's why we're so strong in what we do. I just got to say that. Honestly, I feel like why we go through the things we go through is for us to come out stronger.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what it is? It's hard to have to deal with a lot of the things that we go through as men and as black men. But at the same time, like I said, sometimes it's not always just a curse, it's a blessing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm getting a little biblical here, but God will not put no more on you than you can bear.
That's a fact.
So the fact that we can bear what we go through just shows how strong we really are.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Still come out, smiling, being there for everybody that you love. Still take care of yourself, look good, do certain things that you love to do.
Exactly.
That's being strong, man.
And I'll say this too, like as a father too.
Okay.
With me, like I said, not my dad not being around, I wanted to change that. I didn't want to be that for my daughter, and I want my daughter to see what a man is. I want her also to know and learn how to treat a man, because a lot of these young girls today,
yeah,
we gotta be careful.
Sexy red.
The way they listen. I'm just gonna put this out here.
Yeah.
That song by Cardi B.
Oh, damn it.
I don't cook. I don't clean. Da 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 da. Whatever she was saying.
But she just elaborated. But yeah.
No, I got you. But I'm just saying that she's putting that out there in a way where, we get it. We know that that's not. We know, like, we don't. I don't think that most of us men think that that's all women are made for, meant for.
Now, but before I lose this thought, and I'm sorry to cut you.
Go ahead.
Women seem to now. It seems like men are kind of leaning on the woman. It's like the women are being the birth. So I feel like they are. How can I say it with
Just
y'all?
say it. Go ahead, say it.
You gotta say it.
What, like the alphas?
Like, it's a lot of alphas. Nowadays, it's a lot of alphas because it feels like the men got so used to not owning up to who they really are and standing on ground and standing on business, that the woman has stood on business for them and is like trying to show them, this is how you get the bag. You know what I'm saying? But then as them doing it, is also making you guys, I feel like, a little more vulnerable-ish. Because
it's like
you guys don't, man. It's like the men are not saying nothing.
It's a lot of fronting.
It's a hard subject to touch because there's so many.
I don't know if I'm putting it in a way where you guys are trying to,
I'm about to tell you right now, it's a lot of fronting, man. Niggas not telling the truth. If you broke, just be broke in public. Like, stop trying to front like you got it. You meet a shorty. Next thing you know, now you gotta upkeep this lifestyle that you don't live. You feel me? Now she's looking at you crazy or whatever. Like, nah, just be for real. Like, yo, listen, this is what I do.
From the beginning.
This is what I do. This is how I'm live. This is how I live. This is what I like. Just keep it a buck. If she don't fuck with you, fine. There's other women out there that's gonna fuck with you with your 9 to 5
I feel like
whatever the hell.
But you know what? That's on that what he's saying. That's on a smaller spectrum. Because if you look at it on a bigger spectrum, how did we get here to where at one point, there were roles?
I could tell you.
But everybody, the men were doing what they were supposed to do. But now we're living in a time where it's not like that no more. Like you said, there are a lot of, dominant women and a lot of niggas in jail.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Negroes in jail. There's a lot of them getting shot up. There's a lot of them doing things that they're not supposed to do. But guess what? You know what it is? A lot of them, and the majority of those men that are doing those things, that are dying early, at early ages, that don't get to raise their children, that don't get to see their children, that gotta pay child support, all those things that they go through, is because their fathers weren't there for them to teach them and show them how to be men.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. There's niggas that's there for their kids and they still choose the bullshit.
Yep, that's true too.
There are men out there like that.
It's like
you could do whatever. Yo, at the end of the day, you could do whatever you can for your kid.
Yeah.
That motherfucker's gonna choose whatever they want to do, regardless. They're gonna be easily influenced by something.
But like you said, even say for instance, that relationship with the mother and the father doesn't last. as long as you still there as a father.
Yeah,
and
yes,
showing them
exactly.
this is what a man, regardless if it doesn't work out with your mother, like, you know, I'm still your father. This is how a man's supposed to treat you, da 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 da. Because a lot of people too, like I was just talking to one of my boys about this, but it starts in the home. Everything starts in the home. And people don't understand that, like, until you really sit down with somebody who really has a conversation with you about that. But it's like, it starts within the house. Regardless of if you guys are divorced or not, you still have to stand that ground and let that child know that I still love you. I still will be there, even though me and your mother's not working out. But this is how it is. And you still got to respect me as your parent, as your father, etc., etc. So it's just like, for black men, not generally black men, but just men in general. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like they need to be more voice opinionated.
Well,
am I
no,
am I
you're
saying
right.
the wrong thing?
No, but you are.
Yeah, no problem.
I agree with this conversation because my parents got divorced when, like, me, I have a sister, and we're 6 years apart. She's older than me, but we have the same mother and father. And our parents got divorced when we were kids, right? And our dad had that conversation with us too, like, hey, I'm not living here anymore. That doesn't mean I don't love you or anything like that. And just like, he still maintained the relationship. But on the contrary, some people have those experiences when they end up not, you know, dealing with the mother anymore. They neglect their own children. They're like, okay, if I can't be with you, if I can't lay up with you, then I'm not going to be checking up on our kid.
That's correct. And that's what's shown. That's what's shown.
Wow.
It's like,
I've seen that. It's crazy.
I don't see it.
Yep. And it starts young too. And it does start young, and it's very important to be there, especially when they're young, because they watch it.
You know what's so sad about that you're talking about, that is that I envisioned that when I was with my daughter's mother, you know, I made the decision to separate from her because of certain things that were happening. But you know, it was hard for me to do, not just because I was used to being with her, but because we have a child together. We're a family already. Right. You know, whether we're separate or not, we're technically still a family. You know, so for me, it was the first time in my life that I had to separate myself from someone that I was with, who I had a child with, and I never wanted to. I never wanted that for my daughter. I never wanted her to see her parents separated, especially at a very young age. But at the end of the day, too, you have to show them that, you know,
still gotta be
you gotta show your kids that you know, enough is enough. Even if something isn't going well, you gotta show them that, you know, you don't just stay in it. Away. You know, you gotta walk away if something's not good for you. Right. You know. Exactly, and the reason why I'm saying all that is because technically this isn't off topic. You know,
it's still on topic.
I want her. I want to be, you know, clear that women too need to see, young girls too, and women need to see, you know, the things that men do for their own mental awareness.
True.
You know, when I say that, I'm saying that, you know, I want her to see that as a man, you know, that we can make decisions that aren't always, you know, the best decisions, but the decisions that we can make that benefit. Meaning, like, when her and her mother aren't together, I'm twisting my words up.
No, I feel it's
her mother and I are together. It's basically, I'm trying to figure out how to say it right.
Sometimes it won't make sense, but it's gonna make sense later.
Yeah.
There you go.
And it's okay. Like I was telling one of my guys, it's okay to sit your girl down and have a vulnerable conversation.
Yeah.
It's important. Especially if you want to build that relationship with that female, you need to let her see that other side. It's because then that's when that stigma comes in and is like, oh, that pride. Like, you know, like kind of selfish, laid back. Don't, like, you give a girl starts thinking a little bit different. Like, if you not more vulnerable out, like having certain conversations with her and stuff like that. Like, at a certain age, you have to be okay with being vulnerable with that person. If it comes down to a relationship, like, you know, everybody else, you don't have to be vulnerable with everybody else, but if you see that future with that person, you have to open up as a male.
You know, there's this thing that I read, and a friend of mine that I served with, we were talking about this, and he disagrees. He says to me that he feels that men should not 100% fully open up to a female at all. Because once a woman sees the vulnerability of a man.
But it doesn't have to be on every specific, like, topic or situation. Like, if y'all having a conversation based on where you have to be, like, where you feel like you
Why
should be
should
vulnerable.
there be any barriers, though?
You know what I'm saying?
I
Then
should be able to say whatever.
I understand
So
what
when-
you guys
so-
have.
so what we-
You
so
guys
what-
have like a bubble
Yeah.
where it's like, okay, I need to cut it off. I understand that because even with a female, you don't tell them everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like depending on that conversation and if it includes you to be vulnerable and open up, I don't see why you need to.
So
hold that back.
some women are okay with their man opening up to them, but then there's some women that if you open up to them and you become vulnerable,
You a bitch ass nigga.
You got to, well, it depends on.
Straight up.
But I hate to say it like that, but there's a lot of women like
it's true.
that.
You ain't
bitch ass
lying. You
There's
ain't
a lot
lying
of
though.
women like
Straight
that.
up.
true.
Nah,
Honestly,
keeping it
we're in a
real,
society
bro. I'm a
today
real
where
nigga.
it's kind of hard in a way to find a woman that's okay
So if you
with
want
the
to be
man's vulnerability.
say for instance, for example, if you want to be vulnerable with this girl and this girl is saying, like, you getting the vibe that she's gonna be like, if I do open up to this girl, like, she's gonna say I'm a bitch ass nigga. Is that gonna make you feel cringy? Like, if it makes you feel cringy and uncomfortable, why continue to be with that person if you
depends.
have that feel like that girl gonna be like, oh, this is a bitch ass nigga that's in a like you know, just giving you the faces like.
I mean,
didn't ask
yo, you
that.
gotta be tough 24/7.
Because sometimes they don't reveal themselves like that right away.
And that's that upbringing,
You know,
too.
so you get used to being comfortable with someone, and then when you finally open up to them down the road somewhere in the midst of an argument or something like that, they'll
shit
use
gonna
it
be-
against you. And then now your feelings are hurt.
Yeah.
Because you just opened
I
up to
told
this
you that
person.
in confidence. What happened?
Now I'll be honest with you. I've been in a situation where I had spoken about my feelings and how things weren't working out and why are they not working out, what's going on. I was called a pussy simply because I opened up about how I felt about what was going on. And did it make me feel some way? Yes. Now, what he said was, get packing and keep moving, but sometimes it's not that easy.
Nah, that's really not.
Especially when you have given your
Now, I
heart
don't know if I'm
to
being
someone.
biased or whatever, but did you wait?
What
Did
you
you
mean?
wait until it got to a certain point to tell that girl how you feel? Like, did you wait for it to build up and then be like...
Nah, you gotta break that down. What you mean? Like, wait. What you mean
Like,
by
did
wait?
She's
you
saying
wait?
like not opening up right away.
Because he
to someone
just said
you-
that basically, like, with the girl...
I
she
mean,
calls him a
technically,
pussy, but
who
it's like,
opens up right away? That's not
But
a normal
I'm
thing.
not saying
Some
like by the
people do
way,
that.
but I'm like, if that's
But-
bothering you at that moment, and you know it's bothering you, just keeping it in the back of your mind, you just letting it slide every time, and it just keep happening, keep that happen, and then eventually it's getting to the point where it boils up, and then you like, this is not making me feel good.
Yeah.
And it's like but you waited, you let her continue to keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it.
I see what you're saying.
And it's just like, now you're saying it, and then now it's like, well, I've been doing it, and now you coming to me, you pussy. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's so you know what I'm saying? So
But
it's
I mean,
like,
does it make it right either way?
it don't make it right.
Right.
But I feel like since we're talking about, on the men's, I feel like waiting isn't always the right thing. Sometimes if you know that you can have that conversation with that girl and that's bothering you at that moment, you should let it be known.
But
You shouldn't let it wait, because when it gets too heated and you guys get into an argument, it can become something totally different and lash out and just overlap.
No, I get it.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so
Well, I'll tell you what, man, like, after certain events, that happen, sometimes you just don't want to open up no more.
yeah.
You kind of just like, forget it. I'm just going to keep it
what it is.
And that's when you
Follow
guys just go to therapy and y'all just say everything to the therapist.
It's probably the best
That,
person to
or
tell
you
it
just
to.
keep it like I said earlier. You
Like
just
that,
pack
like-
it up and keep it moving.
Yeah, that's
Just pack
probably
it
the only
up.
person you can really talk
And then
to.
you're gonna get the, oh, why you not talking to me? Why you feeling like this? So like, why you acting like, you gonna get that? And then you're not gonna want to hear, oh, then you gotta call your boys, this girl, what y'all do? And it's, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's funny hearing like, how you guys move and operate when I also hear with girls and they talk about it, it's just like it never a win-win. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's nice to hear about, you know, what goes on within the men's brain, how you guys operate, how you guys handle certain situations and stuff. My last question, though, because, man, I know you're going to go off on a tangent. You look like you want to say some more. But
I got a lot to say.
I do want to ask about your influencers. Like, do you guys have any type of influencers with your relationships? Because Mannie, you know, you are married, and Pete, you are
in a relationship.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like with that, coping that balance, like with you guys being in those type of relationships, how has that helped with your mental health? Has it, you know, brought out another side? Help you, like, you know,
damn, should I get really real?
It's okay, because being in a relationship, being married, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's two different.
All right, so I'm gonna speak from a relationship aspect. Listen.
I hope I ain't yelling in the mics either.
Nah, you good, cause I feel like I am. But I feel like the situation I went through, especially what I went through personally, sometimes the space is needed. Space be helping, man. Like, real talk. You get that space. You do what you got to do as a man. You know. Nah, I want to say what I really want to say. With the relationship, ask the question again so I could like really say what I want to say.
Oh man, I was all over the place.
Yeah, you was, right? Nah, I just froze because I'm like, damn.
Okay, so with relationship,
I was gonna say some real deep shit.
Because I said something about influencers, so let's go.
Influencers.
Okay, so influencers.
Yeah, go ahead.
Honestly, just having the right one around you is just gonna help you, bro. Like real shit. Like, for me, it was just like it was a lot of tough love, but that was needed. You know, that tough love was needed because it would just snap me back into reality. Like, yo, I bet. Nah, yeah, I'm going through all this shit, but like, nigga, you know what I'm saying? You got to get on it. Like, you got to get to what you got to go. You got to get to where you got to go. And, you know, to me, I didn't take it as like her being selfish. I looked at it as like, yo, nah, I started to realize everything around me that I was destroying because of what I was going through. And I had to realize, like, yo, it's not this person, it's not that person, it's really me. I had to really, that's why I said forgiveness. Self-forgiveness is really real. Like, you know, that's number one for me. You know, if I didn't have her to tell me, like, yo, the things that she told me and, like, take that space to do what she had to do, that shit'll wake you up. That shit'll wake you up. Like, yo, nah, she's the real one. Like, you feel me? She gonna let you know, like, all right. Yo, listen, I know what you can do. I know what your potential. I know your potential. I know what you can, you know, accomplish. Yes, you went through this. Yes, this is happening. Yes, da 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 da. Acknowledgement. But also, nigga, you're him. Stop letting all this other shit cloud you.
Reminding you who you
are. Sometimes you need that.
Yeah.
And then once I got that space to, you know, realize, like, nah, I really am that. Like, nah, she was right. Look at me now. Look at me now.
That's what's up.
You know,
well, man,
look
you
at me
being
now.
married, how was?
So I gotta
that
say,
play out?
I wanted my influences. Before I talk about that, I would say the two influences that I have, starting with number one, the Army. As far as men's mental health awareness, it's taught me how to control my emotions. You know, how to control myself mentally, spiritually, emotionally. I'll give you a perfect example. You're at war. You're on the battlefield with your brothers. You see one of your brothers get shot and get killed. There's two ways this can go. One, you sit there and you cry about it and you die too. Or two, you control your emotions and you do the best that you can to help win this war. Right? That goes for anything in life. So I feel like men have it in a way where, yes, I believe it's healthy for a man to be emotional, but at certain points in life. I feel like there's a time and a place for everything. There's a time to be emotional. There's a time to put that aside. You know, so I will say for men's mental health awareness, I will say that I think it's important that we do open up and express ourselves, you know, and how we feel about certain things, you know. But like I said, there's a time and a place for that, you know. And I think that men are good at controlling, you know, those things. Number two, my second influence is my pastor. Shout out to Pastor Angel Falcon. You know, he has taught me so much based off of everything that I'm currently going through in my life right now. And he's definitely been a blessing to me and has helped me lift myself up as a man, you know, and, you know, be aware of my own mental being. So those are the two things that were an influence to me in my life. As far as my marriage goes, you know, a lot of times when you're going through things as a man, you want your spouse to lift you up and you want them to, you know, say things to make you feel like a man, you know?
Get up out there.
But sometimes, you know, I don't, I don't want to go too much into,
It happens.
you know, what goes on.
Yeah.
But, you know, right now, I'm kind of going through a separation. It's tough, you know. You know, she's a great person. She is. But, you know, honestly, just me personally, just never felt like I got that. You know?
Yeah.
That's why I said 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Goes back
to piggyback on
first
what you
question.
said,
Okay.
not only just a pastor, but for me also my therapist. Like the things I've learned from my therapist, just I do therapy like 3 times a week.
That's really good.
Real shit. Like and it wasn't like that before, so
That's
I'm
why
not
you're
gonna
so
say
humble.
Huh?
That's why you're so humble now.
Yo, you know somebody recently told me I'm too humble? That's the funny thing, right? Yeah, they don't want to see that. But like real but nah, for real, like my therapist, man, like me going to just doing the therapy sessions every 3 days, man, like it's helped a lot. I've learned a lot about myself, of you know, patience. It's helped me grow in my business, my relationships, business relationship, my relationship, relationship with my father, my mom, with my brothers. You know, therapy, man, is real. Like real talk. Going to therapy, physical therapy.
Yeah.
That too.
Yeah.
You gotta get your body right.
Cause
You
yo,
telling?
Get in
listen,
the
Who
gym.
you telling?
listen, yo,
That too.
physical therapy, man. I started hitting the gym. I mean, I started hitting the park because I was always making excuses. Oh, my leg. You know, I got shot in my leg, so it's like my leg. I can't do this. I can't do that. Nah, I can't walk down this block. One day I just took the train to Soho and I walked like the whole Soho. I walked the whole shit, and I'm like, nigga, I'm going to therapy every fucking day.
Well, you
I'm
know
going
what?
to therapy
Look
every
at
day.
that.
Like,
I can't make
what?
excuses, but you know,
Man,
especially
Mannie
listening
used to
to
be
him.
in the gym. Man, he used to be in there.
I was, and when I got out the service and I started going through all the stuff I was going through, yeah, I put on some weight. I went through 2 surgeries too. At one point, I did have kidney cancer on my right kidney, and
bless you, still here,
they did
man.
a partial nephrectomy, so I was able to keep both my kidneys. And you know the cancer was
Blessings.
removed, so all
Blessings.
praises to the Most High God.
course.
And then,
Yes.
you know, I had a cornea transplant in my left eye, so you know, I went through a lot mentally, you know, with all of these things because I never had surgery in my life, and I was scared to death.
Yo.
Yeah.
You know, so going through these things,
He's another one that went through. Yeah.
Yo, no, I'm about to say, I didn't want to cut you off,
No,
but
go
I gotta
ahead, bro.
tell you, yo, when I was going through my shit and I had to do 2 surgeries, I ain't gonna lie, hearing this shit, you just like think like, yo, you think you got it worse? There's somebody else that's going through
Do the same
something
Exactly.
that's 10 times crazier.
You gotta think like that. You gotta
And
think
I
like that.
never thought like that. I just
Yeah.
be like, you know, because for
Yeah.
me, like, I'm not from the projects, man. I don't be in the certain situations where I gotta get shot.
And I don't know how I would react if I got shot in the leg. I'd be screaming like a woman.
And listen, I held
like
it
a
down.
woman.
I held it down. But what it
Yeah.
is just like, you know, for the longest, I was in a space of just like, damn, my confidence, the way I walk. Nigga, will I have my leg?
Yeah, I got
Like,
you.
all types of shit was going through my head. Will my girl fuck with me the same? Like, all types of shit. Yeah, like, you gotta think about shit like that,
what's
yo.
up. That's
Yeah,
what's
like,
up.
my girl, my mom, you know, am I gonna be able to make money, work, support my lifestyle, whatever it is that you do on a day-to-day before that? You think about shit like that, but then there's other people like him. And you like, nah, he's strong. Like, yo, I commend you, bro.
You
Real
too,
shit,
man.
yeah,
That's
real
what I'm saying.
talk.
Like,
That's
we ain't
why.
got
That's
the
another
same
reason why I
thing.
had y'all come
was
and be
crazy.
in the same
That's
room.
crazy, yeah.
I ain't think
it's
I would
like
have heard that.
It's something similar but different.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
y'all both went through some shit.
Yeah.
Like,
yo,
you know what I'm
first of
saying?
all,
So it's like
I know this is about mental health for men, but like, shout out to you because you know you've done a lot for me in the yo. Let me chill out.
Oh.
But like, you've done a lot. You,
y'all be
moms,
popping us sitting on the
pops.
balcony.
You and moms,
yeah.
man.
Don't
Like,
cut up
for real.
oranges.
Cut some
Yeah.
oranges, sipping on some wine.
let me chill in the crib. Let me sleep there. Like, mom's cooking
But that's
dinner
how
for
I
my
am
birthday.
especially with my guys.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I hold my guys very close because I see it. Like, you know, even my dad don't talk. He's one of those ones.
He's
you know,
action.
You know how my dad
He's
get
all
up.
about action.
Like, he very quiet, humble. But when something is breaking him, he's to the point where he's gonna come to me. He's
they
gonna,
pulled up on me in the
you know.
hospital.
Mannie had a story. Mannie, you want to tell that story real quick because we got to hear about
Which one?
it. That story, when you came to the crib. When you came to the crib at 12 midnight.
Oh, you pulled up at midnight? Wait, moms was cool with that?
Well, it was at the old crib.
Oh,
yeah,
Yeah, It was at the old crib.
Yeah, so I gotta say, like, you know, first and foremost, I gotta say thank you as well for, you know,
to the
putting
moms,
us,
bro, for real.
you know, putting us on the show, you know, and coming up with the mindset of, you know, doing
the men's mental
podcast
health.
on men's mental health.
I feel like you guys, the light needs to be shining on y'all as well.
Because
like,
you have been a big part as well of, you know, us as men and our mental health, you know. Yeah, so there was a time in my life where my mom and I weren't so cool, and I left the house. You know, I didn't know what to do. You know, I left. You know, I walked out, and there was one person I thought of, and I showed up at Q's door.
I'm asleep. We had not. My mom said. My mom opened the door. She said.
Suitcase and everything.
I'm around the corner. I'm around the corner, like just peeping. I'm like, who that? 12 something. My mom said, Mannie. Mannie. Like,
she's so real. She's so real. I used to take the train. I used to take the train from I used to take the train from Freeport to your crib, like every weekend. Just pull up. Double
Oh, the old crib?
Yeah, no, the new crib.
The one she live at now.
Yeah,
okay.
yo, she every time walk to her crib, pop up, have food ready. I sleep over, everything, bro.
Yeah, that sounds.
Look at everything. Never had to. She go to work, leave me in the crib. Like real shit.
Because I know if my shit missing, who got it?
I'm a little jealous, Q. I'm a little jealous.
Nah.
You did get food.
Yo, I was like,
you got food too,
but
man.
you didn't tell me there was other Negroes walking up in your house.
Yo, nah.
What's going on? You have to have a conversation about
it. It was a different situation.
But
man, she kept this shit together, man.
I got it.
You know, but that's the thing. Like having guy friends and then hearing you guys talk when we talk when y'all call me and stuff like that. It'd be crazy because you would call and then Mannie I'll be like, yo, I'll call you back, Mannie on the phone. And I call you back.
She be telling me that shit.
I'm like, shit, everybody call me at the same time, but it's cool that you guys can confide in me. That's what I love. And it's just like, I just had this idea where I was like, listen, it's June, it's men's mental health awareness. Come on here, let people know what's going on because you never know who has it bad. You never know if you can influence anybody who's out there who's going through the same damn thing.
And I want to say this,
you know,
us as men, you know, I want to make sure that we know that, you know, the people that we surround ourselves with in our lives, they have to be good people.
Yeah.
When I say that, I mean like motivators, people who are willing. through thick and thin, you know, and they say this when you get married, for better or for worse, you know, because you got people when you're in your worst state that'll run from you.
That's a fact.
You know,
That's a fact.
but the people who stick with you in your worst state are the ones that are, you know, good people.
And listen, you really don't realize that, and I'm going to look in the camera, you really don't realize that until you get older. You're going to have to go through them stages, your 20s. That's when you start to really find yourself.
Yeah.
You go through losing friends, losing family, like, you know what I'm saying, and really starting to forgive. Like he said, you have to forgive yourself and continue to have the faith.
There's
Once
some
you
people
hit like maybe 29, 30, that's that, okay, I know what I need to take care as a man. I'm a man now. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you have to give yourself some grace.
Yeah, because there's some people that definitely left when I was going through some shit. I was just like, damn.
Yeah,
like,
but you gotta go through those times. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay to lose those friends. It's okay to experience that, so you know in the future who you need to surround yourself by.
Exactly.
Nah, that's a
And
fact.
you know who really loves you for who you are, and who's gonna be there not just when congratulations, but who's gonna also be there to see you actually go through your process. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm proud of you guys as individuals, your own person, and I thank you guys for coming onto the show.
Thank you for having us.
Because I definitely do have to wrap it up. But yeah, and I hopefully that somebody, you know, took this into consideration, like you know what I'm saying, took this in and understood that, listen, it's okay. It's okay being vulnerable. It's okay if you're going through what you're going through as a male figure. You just have to take those certain steps and precautions as in, you know, just trying to be strong.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, I thank you guys so much for coming on the show. If you guys have anything else you going to say to the audience.
Of course, keep God first. Forgive yourself. Keep family close. Definitely work on yourself as much as possible. You know, whether it's financially, spiritually, physically, put yourself first, man. Like, real talk. Everything else will just fall into place, you know.
Yeah, I'll just say that, you know, don't stop being who you are.
Facts.
You know, if you are a giving person, if you are a person of many blessings that God has given you, keep being that person that God made you. He made you that way.
Light.
Don't let nobody stop you from being who you are. All you got to do is just keep doing what you got to do for you, for your family, for those that you love and those that love you. And you keep living that life, you'll be blessed all your life.
That's
right.
right.
A fact. Amen.
Well, thank you guys again. And thank you to the guests that was here.
Yo, shout out to Main Stage in the building.
You know what I'm saying? Even though the stomach was a little growly, but, you know, get something to eat. But
we gonna fix that.
Yo, save on.
Oh, man.
My man, save on.
You know he had to put this in there. Go ahead. Oh, that's what you want to say?
That's all I want to say. He knows, save on. You know that.
Shout out to Save On and the Need to Know podcast.
Yo, shout out to
And then, yes, shout out to
amazing.
Siobhan. He's about to be on to the next one. You're going to see that. But with these drinks, popping.
Jolly,
see what's up.
Get ready for the summer, man. Your pool party ain't lit if you ain't got these.
That's a fact. That's a fact. But thank you guys again. And we out.
Amen.
All right.